Hi, y'all. This is your old pal Clem Mustard again with another story about my great-grandpappy, Jed Mustard. About a year after his first trip to the 20th century, Jed went fishing down by the lake. Oh, it was a beautiful day, and Jed was ahead of his time. His boxers was hanging out of the back of his pants. Well, he was trying to catch a fish with a bottle when he caught a whopping snake. He threw that sucker up on the side of the lake and commenced the fishing once again. And he was thinking again, getting kind of reminiscent about his trip last time back to the 20th century. He thought, well, I wonder what it would be like to go back in time again to the 20th century. And all of a sudden, he stood up, and wouldn't you know it, he landed back snap dab in the same place that he left from. Of course, this time the lake was a lot bigger, so he was way up over his waist. How did I get here, he said. And where did my pants go? Oh well, we'll save that next time for another story about Jed. We're on this story still. Jed made his way up the side of the lake. And smack dab it, he was looking for some shoes. There just happened to be a couple of size 13s there right on the grass just for him, and they fit like a glove. Sitting by the side of the road, Jed put them suckers on, and they were as good as new, and he was ready to go and start his adventure in the 20th century. Jed decided to take the path that ran along the side of the lake. And on he went. Up ahead, he could see the great city of Ottawa. And this was no lake. This was the Ottawa River. Into the town Jed went, and look at them buildings. My God, they were big. They sure didn't have those back in Jed's time. He took a walk down Spark Street. Next, he went over to the bank and he looked into a store and he saw something that made him frightful. Somebody was being robbed. Oh, he didn't like this one bit, and he got the heck out of there. There was violence. Jed was tired from running all day. He came up to a 1973 Meteor Montcalm and decided he'd crawl in and take a little nap. It didn't stop him that there happened to be somebody sitting behind the wheel of that car. That guy just added extra padding. When he came to a couple hours later, Jed wondered, where am I? And he cocked his head and he listened and he heard something. So he struggled out of the front of that car. And he decided to follow that sound and see in which direction it was coming. He went around the corner of a building, and to his eyes, what did he see? But some creepy guy beating up on some poor defenseless other guy. Jed was seen by the criminal and started running. That criminal grabbed his knife and went after Jed. Jed was running, and since he'd been running all morning, he was gum-damn tired. He went up to a tree and tried to get his breath and looked behind him, and sure enough, that varmint was right on his tail coming up after him. Now, you might want to turn off the TV right about now, because this gets awfully scary. That man with the knife came right towards Jed, and Jed screamed out, I wish I was back in the 19th century right now. And he was gone, right back to his home. And he said, am I ever glad I'm back. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed the story.
We hope you enjoyed our show for tonight. Join us when we have another one of our MV delights to warm your hearts in your home. So, good night, everybody. Good night.